Drove up from at 2 a.m. this morning, so it's been a beautiful drive up actually in the early morning. So, beautiful space. My name's Corey Bolkins, founder and CEO of a company called RaftUp. We're going to make voting safer, simpler, and more enjoyable. Before I get into my company, what I like to tend to do is go into my journey as an entrepreneur with the 1 Million Cups. I like to kind of give the background since I'm new to your community. At a young age, I became a diver at 12 and scuba dived and sailed and boated and went to work at a marina when I was 14 and worked for John Eastwald. He started a marina called Bushels Lake Boat Dock on Bushels Lake in Arkansas. My first job, I worked there until I was 18, 19. And then when I graduated high school, I was involved with robotics in high school. I earned an opportunity to go work for Dean Kamen. How many of you are familiar with Dean Kamen? I worked for him for 3 years, tinkering, creating, working in IT, developing, testing devices for his inventions. I lived in New Hampshire. And, through that process, I went to school at the University of Arkansas. Got an undergrad degree in information systems, worked at Axiom Corporation, and we're familiar with Axiom. It's a massive data collector, a marketing service provider. Then went on to work with Merkle, which is a competitor of theirs, and they just set up shop across the street, so I just walked across the street. Through my experience, this is my goal, my trip through entrepreneurship. I really was inspired by the work ethic that John Eastwald instilled in me at 14, but I fell in love with recreational boating and what it was. I fell in love and was inspired to create and be an entrepreneur by Dean Kamen and his mission that he's sharing across the globe with what he's doing with young children, high school age students. And then moving on, these young individuals that are giving the send-off, I went to Sydney, Australia for about a month for work and went on a liveaboard boat, scuba diving, and I found that these young kids were running the boat. They were 20, 21 years old, and they were doing what they felt was their passion and their calling, becoming a dive instructor, running a boat, doing the entire operation, and I was just blown away. I thought, well, didn't you go to college right after high school? And that's not typically the case, and so I started to get more of an itch. And when that happened, I started to get involved with university type of programs, the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center, it's a mouthful. The Venture Center, which is down in Little Rock, there's a pre-accelerator to educating you. Now, I am a professional, and I know that I've built business cases and business strategy and technology deployments and roadmaps for Fortune 500 companies, but I knew that I didn't know my way around starting a startup from the ground up, and so I started to educate myself and get involved in those programs. And here I am today, going to present to you how RaftUp is going to make boating safer, simpler, and more enjoyable. And how we're going to do that is we're going to solve a problem called location awareness. Last year, there were 4,000 incidents of boating-related incidents that resulted in close to $40 million of property loss and damage. Okay? The three biggest contributors to that is location, is operator inexperience, operator unaware of their surroundings, and improper lookout. So the two stories I want to share with you is Craig Strickland in here and his friend, he's a country singer based out of Arkansas. He went duck hunting last December, and when he went out duck hunting, he tweeted to his followers, "Into the storm and duck hunting," and they found his body 4 days later. The two young gentlemen from Jupiter, Florida, they went boating last July. And they texted to their family, said, "I love you," posted a picture on Instagram that said, "Peace out, Jupiter," and have never been found again. Right? So what that tells us is that recreational boaters, even young and older, are using their mobile phones and interacting with social media. Okay? We solve that problem by giving you an application that can send out a real-time SOS to anyone in your friends and family and anyone within 5 miles of your location. Real-time SOS, transparent between public agencies and just the average person that can download the app for free and use it today. The other thing we do is you can have a friends list that you can see in real time on the water. And guess what? We don't just limit it to on the water. So if you're cycling and hiking and biking and doing whatever, and you want to know where they're at and they are sharing their location, they can do that. So the one thing I hate to do when I'm on the water is waste time, and this really resolves that problem. Now, Safety's not sexy, so what do you have to do to bring them back in? So we showcase things to do. Fishing locations, marinas, restaurants, restrooms, dive locations. We have over 21,000 locations in 7 states we just targeted around Arkansas. And you can showcase that location. You can create your own point of interest and tell a story about it. Our market size is 89 million individuals in the United States. That's 1/3 of every American. If you break that down, that's 36 million individuals that rented a boat or own a boat last year. And then if you go further, there's about 9 million individuals around Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and more, just in that region that we're focusing. 9 million individuals that we could target and get in front of them. If we were to sell a subscription at just $10, it's a $1 billion opportunity at a saturation point of a little over 89 million individuals. Now, our competition in the app space, is Spot is a satellite application and a technology you have to buy, very expensive, and it's for backcountry. Navionics is a boater's captain's tool for navigation and navigating waterways. Active Captain showcases location. They really target this one individual in a boat. And then BoatUS and Cito were there for assistance, right? They're not really a competitor, but we can provide more people. Our model is business subscriptions, targeted advertising, and premium content. Our growth strategies, we partner with marinas, public agencies. We even did on-the-water food delivery service on 4th of July. We actually had people ordering Pizza Hut and had it delivered to their pontoon boat on 4th of July, and it worked. We stood it up for 3 weeks. Now, that's not a problem we want to solve, but we actually did it. We had 10 average daily downloads. We've grown to over 2,000 individual users since Memorial Day of this year. We have 6 partner resellers, and we're focusing our efforts on Lake of the Ozarks, the #1 rated recreational boating lake in the country, and the fifth most dangerous body of water in the country. And we're actually creating a strategic relationship with that community. We have a great team. Everyone's worked with Fortune 500 companies, deploying solutions, accounting, and Jeff Amarine is a board member of ours who's invested and raised money before, and he's leading the show for us. We're actually looking for strategic partners and board members for RaftUp. I don't have time to go through this, but if you're interested, I'm going to showcase a new feature which we're about to put in is real-time live water flow data that'll tell kayakers, canoers, and even fishermen water level, flow rate, temperature, and we're going to visualize it like traffic patterns, guys. So you no longer have to go 3,200 cubic square foot. That's great. What is that? You can say, ideal, perfect, let's go canoeing. Let's see. We'll get into this one too. That's what we're working on right now. Hey guys, thank you for your time. My name is Corey Balkin. Stay safe, have fun, and RaftUp.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to open up to questions, and I'll wander around with the mic. Who wants to start? I know we covered a lot of good information. Answer every question.
Can you talk a little bit about the receiving end of the SOS?
Sure. So you have to use our application. So when you sign up and you provide and you log in, you create an account, there's an ability for you to say, hey, yes, I would like to receive push notifications. We use a technology called Urban Airship to assist with that. If you say yes, and you're within 5 miles of someone's position, then you'll actually get a push notification, and you'll actually get the chance to see where they are. And I can showcase that after here if anybody's interested. And if you're in somebody's friend list, you'll immediately get that wherever they are in the world.
Any questions? Yes.
I'm just curious, do you have a heartbeat function? Like, I can assume when things go bad, they go bad quickly, and when you're drowning, your chances are you're not like falling over your phone. You like ping a server maybe every 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden the phone goes dead. It records like the last position.
No, it's a good question. Most people don't have their phones near them when they're on the boat. They're generally in a dry compartment or things like that. So what typically happens is they'll turn it on, put it in a bag, put it in the glove compartment, and then that way they'll know where each other's are. We are considering, I just want to show you something real quick that we're considering, and it's a wearable and a keychain, and it doesn't read your heartbeat because guess what, boating's exciting and you probably have it sending off all the time. But we'll have a wearable low energy Bluetooth device that goes on a keychain, it floats and it glows in the dark, and we're also considering integrating one into a life jacket. Yeah.
Have you partnered with any or worked with any races, like sailing races in Chicago to map out something like that? Or try to advertise those? I mean, I imagine there are enough boats in that race that all would be okay with bad weather, at least people knowing where they are. But have you looked into anything like that?
We have fishing tournaments is one, right? They're traveling all over the place, new areas, new locations, sailing. Since we just got our start in the end of May, now I have a plate full, but definitely is one of those things. And if you know of any contacts and things like that, please don't hesitate to give me a shout out or come speak to me. I'd love to have that conversation.
Hi there. Good morning. Thank you very much for coming up here all this while. So I noticed you mentioned the SBTDC in Arkansas. So this is kind of a self-serving question.
Sure.
So I'm with the SBTDC here, and I just want to know how they helped you out.
They are, to me, they're like my family away from home. I work with those consultants all the time. You always need a mentor. You need everybody knows this. When I first started considering going through and saying, hey, I'm going to do the startup, I took a Kaufman-supported class that was assisted and led by the SBTDC. And it went through the entire business plan creation process. And I know it's not the here lean canvas, lean approach. But what it did is just refresh me in all the stuff I didn't care about when I was in college and kind of didn't care about when I was in the corporate world. And it refreshed me on things I needed to consider. So earlier on, it was education. It was 15 weeks of education every week for 3 hours. And through that course, I made friends and close contacts with every single one of those individuals in that room. So, yeah. Actually, and I'm just going to toot my own horn here, I inspired someone in that office to start up their own startup. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And the reason I use this as an opportunity, I'm with the Small Business Technology Development Center here. We're part of the University of Missouri Extension. My office this morning is going to be here, so if you talk to a mentor or someone to help you like he was helped, I'm going to be here for the next couple of hours. My name is Luis Ortiz. I'll be here every week. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for the question.
Other questions for Corey? Okay, well, he'll be around afterwards.
Thanks, everybody.
And he's also